Look at the people working the most exhausting, bone-crushing hours in our society. You might assume they are the ones accumulating the most wealth, but the math rarely works out that way. Most of us operate on a single-source income model. We go to a job and we trade a specific block of our time for a set amount of money. This diagram plots exactly how that works. Time spent equals income earned. But there is a strict mathematical ceiling built into this design. No matter how high your hourly rate climbs, you will inevitably hit this hard limit of 24 hours in a day. And notice what happens the moment you stop working, get sick, or step away. The output drops straight to zero. Relying solely on your own effort is a linear equation with a guaranteed ceiling. It proves that sheer hard work, on its own, cannot manufacture lasting wealth. Those who actually accumulate wealth recognize this 24-hour limitation very early on. They simply refuse to operate within a timeline that guarantees a cap on their earning potential. Escaping this trap requires moving beyond the search for a higher salary. It means adopting a different set of economic rules that allow for non-linear growth. Breaking past the financial ceiling starts with viewing personal finance as a structural problem to be solved, rather than a task to be performed. Let's look at how we allocate resources. When the average person earns $1, their immediate instinct is to exchange it for consumer goods, things that steadily lose their value the moment they are purchased. The wealthy treat that exact same dollar as raw material, a building block to be deployed into a larger structure. Look at this flowchart. On top, money flows into depreciating goods and empties out. On the bottom, money converts into assets like businesses, stocks, or real estate, continuously looping value back to the start. This creates a strict order of operations. The asset base must be built first. Capital is invested to construct the machine, and only the leftover revenue is used for personal spending. To a system builder, acquiring money is never the final destination. It is simply the required material used to construct an independent, self-sustaining income machine. This chart illustrates a hidden danger. As you can see, the purchasing power of a single currency unit steadily decreases over a 10-year timeline, while this red inflation line rises. Money sitting safely in a bank account is quietly eroding. To combat this erosion, capital must adhere to the velocity of money. It has to continually move and multiply just to survive the economic climate. Maintaining this velocity requires taking calculated risks. Risk is no longer viewed as a danger to run away from, but rather a necessary mechanical gear for growth. Builders rely on calculated risk, using continuous data analysis and skill acquisition to protect their capital from unnecessary exposure. In an environment where stagnant capital actively loses its value, avoiding all risk is mathematically the most dangerous financial decision a person can make. There is a specific transition phase in the architecture of wealth. It is the moment an individual stops acting as a worker, turning gears inside a machine, and steps outside to become the architect designing it. They achieve this by using specific structural tools: autonomous businesses, delegated teams, innovative digital products, and automated software. This network visualization shows exactly how that works. The central builder node disconnects its physical links from the surrounding income streams. Because the system is automated, those surrounding nodes continue to pulse and generate output on their own. The 24-hour cap is effectively bypassed. The daily internal dialogue has to change. You have to stop asking, "How can I earn more money?" and start asking, "How can I build something that earns for me?" True financial architecture is defined by establishing multiple streams of income that flow continuously, entirely detached from your daily physical labor. Once these autonomous systems are activated, they generate a specific kind of momentum. Small, intelligent decisions begin to compound, multiplying into massive results over time. But constructing this architecture requires clearing a massive psychological hurdle. You have to be willing to delay your short-term gratification. Most people crave immediate social signaling. They spend their capital on things that make them look rich today. Builders exercise the structural patience required to actually be rich tomorrow. Sustained wealth accumulates through the mathematical compounding of knowledge and specific long-term decisions. The default reality is clear. If you remain in the traditional cycle of working for a wage, spending your surplus and avoiding risk, you are guaranteeing yourself a fixed, inescapable financial ceiling. The alternative path requires a different way of thinking. It means utilizing money purely as a structural tool and dedicating your finite time to building systems instead of seeking immediate comfort. The choice is yours. You can continue trading the sand in your hourglass for a paycheck, or you can start constructing the architecture that pays you even while you sleep.